And good morning. It is Monday. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. We're off to the races at 74 right now. A couple hours ago, 76. It's decreased a little bit here as daylight broke. We're looking for a high of about 94. And if you thought yesterday was hot, it's a little bit worse. Heat index of 101 today. We do have a chance for an afternoon shower popping up sometime between 2 and 4. About a 30% chance of showers for that to happen. So that's a outlook of what we've got up and coming today. We'll keep you updated with that closely. Boy, lots to do today. If you are getting up, don't leave your car running. We've had at least 2 cars stolen before daylight this morning. As daylight was coming up, 2 stolen in the city limits of Meridian. Who knows how many really were stolen? That's all I'm aware of at this point. So something to keep in mind. We'll talk more about that at the morning show beginning at 7. Scotty Ray Report, that begins in just a little bit. We'll be back with your headlines. Right now, we got to get us a good word, no matter how bad it is, and get the day started off right. Let's see what Brother Ben has to say for us.
When you think about your relationship with God, what is your confidence built on? Now, many rely on something outward, something they've done. In the early church, one such marker was circumcision, the physical sign of the old covenant. Now, understandably, some Jewish believers struggled to let go of that, insisting circumcision. It was necessary for salvation, they would argue. But Christ fulfilled the old covenant and brought the new covenant of grace in. Confidence then in physical rituals had no place anymore. Yet some still said, you must be circumcised to be saved, or I know I'm saved because I was circumcised. They were trusting in the flesh, not in Christ. And here's the deal. They were urging others to do the same. Now in Philippians 3, Paul doesn't hold back on these folks. He calls them dogs, evil workers, the mutilation. Strong words to show that trusting in outward acts is a serious error. True believers, he says, are those who worship in the Spirit, boast in Christ, and put no confidence in the flesh. True circumcision is inward. It's a heart set apart for God in the name of Jesus. Now, even today, people still struggle with this. It may not be circumcision, but it could be baptism, church attendance, Christian tats or symbols, good deeds, maybe a Christian education or a certain appearance. Beloved, our confidence must rest in Christ alone. Hope in Him alone, boast in Him alone, and encourage others to do the same. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that. Keep Chet in your mind there as he did an unspoken for a family member there while you do your prayers today. How are you? We do hope you're doing the absolute best that you can. We'll give you the rundown of all that's gone on over the weekend coming up at the top of the hour. We'll get really local with you. As we begin this, I've often heard tale of it. I didn't believe it at first, but I guess there is a little bit more to this than I put into the imagination that could be done. Changing the weather, is that possible? Apparently, you can send things up in the atmosphere and change it a little bit. Ron DeSantis has signed a bill authorizing it. You can't do it in the state of Florida. You will be fined up to $10,000 and a little time in jail. So if he is doing that, what is it that we don't really know is being done? Does make you go, Just something to think on there as we look at that. There is, if you're getting ready to travel abroad, and when I say abroad, even other countries, but if you're headed to a major city in the U.S., be cautious, as the U.S. government has put out from the State Department, a worldwide caution for U.S. citizens. Do I think there are sleepers in the U.S.? I sure do. We've had too many people slip in over the last 4 years under other administrations that are here that, don't necessarily like Americans. Be on your best behavior, watch large crowds, and if you're traveling abroad, really high alert no matter where you are. We have people that want to do harm to us, and stay on top of this. Teen girls, this happened, where was this at? In France, a popular music festival they were having. They don't know what was in it, but 145 people, including some teen girls, were stabbed with a syringe. 12 people were taken into custody. Hopefully they've got those folks at the hospital testing them to find out what that was about, whatever was in that. We would certainly hate for that something to be horrible. You ever heard the word karma? Now, I've read this twice. It's a guy named Colin Rugg. He's a news reporter. He didn't tell where it was, but he put the whole video up. There's mean people in this world that want to take away what's yours and destroy it. In the video, it shows a guy getting out of a car. It looks to be about 4 people in the car. They get out with lighter fluid, and they're trying to set a building on fire. And they squirt it all over the place. They get back in the car, and they're not satisfied that they didn't put enough out. So they get back out again to spray a little bit more lighter fluid. Close the door, and that's when the stupidity kicked in, Otis. As we can see, they lit the match within the car, and, well, it didn't work out for them very well. They had the fumes on them, and woof, they had to abandon the car. Now, it doesn't say what city that was in, but let's just say there's not so smart people all around the world, all over the U.S. of A. But does anybody know, and I'm not familiar with him, but apparently from Kentucky, Congressman Thomas Massey, anybody know him? I'm not familiar with him. I don't hear his name a whole lot. But apparently he's been pretty critical of Trump and what had to be done this weekend. Here's a picture of him from Wikipedia. Not very well liked by the president at this point. He says he's a fake mega supporter. Keep that in mind. Again, do some research on him. Choose your own opinion, passing along what the president had to say about him. All in the same breath, Adam Schiff, they say. This comes from Gunther Eagleman, also a news correspondent across the world, says Adam Schiff is really upset this morning. Why? Why would Adam be upset? Well, he wasn't able to leak the information that we had bombers headed toward Iran. There's people that would have done that. That's why it was so secretive. I guess this probably could have happened in American history before now. It most likely has. But we read that a brother and sister are competing for a Florida state Senate seat. Brother and sister going up against each other.
Wow.
I guess they have different views. You pick the one that you want. Orlando is where that's happening. Randolph Bracey and his sister LaVon Bracey Davis. Good luck. I'm not sure who is the best candidate. We wish them both luck in that. And I say this, and I am very well outspoken on drugs. I don't believe in them, don't care for them. I do believe that there is marijuana that is made for people who are ill that is helpful. I do believe in that. It's when people go outside the scope of that gets my dandruff, so to speak. The governor of Texas has banned a bill that would have banned THC products. Again, there is helpful uses for this stuff when it's done correctly. And I agree with the governor in Texas for not letting that ban go into effect. It does help people. It just needs to be, well, watched a little bit closer, so to speak. As you were at church yesterday, hopefully you made it. Sometimes not everybody can make it every Sunday, but did you see this in Michigan, to where a gunman intended on doing harm to a church? He was shooting. A churchgoer ran him over with a pickup truck. He pulled a gun, shot, and a security guard took him out. He intended to do mass harm in that church. Didn't work out the way he thought it would. Oklahoma City, after the NBA Finals, they took to the streets to party. One person has been shot. I don't think seriously, but they were shot. I'm trying to say that word again that's always coming up in the news. Tesla? Am I close?
It's close.
We all know what I mean. Back in 99, Musk said that it would be out that following year to where taxis, about 1 million of them, self-driving, would be across the U.S. Well, we're going on 6 years from there. They've got their first dozen delivered to, I believe it's Austin, Texas is where they're going to be testing them. If it works out, they'll have more on the streets. Who feels comfortable getting in a car that you have no control over? Now, I did watch one last week. I think it was a Hyundai crank up and park itself. The technology that is set to come is going to be incredible in the future for Americans. It truly is. A car cranked up, moved over, got to a, like, wow.
Takes you back to the old Christine movie, doesn't it?
Christine. But there was a time that we couldn't imagine being able to look at someone that we wanted to talk to on a telephone. The generation before us were amazed just by being able to talk to someone from Mississippi in New York. I'm telling you, technology is ramping up, and there's going to be things that we cannot even imagine at this point that will be made possible for your children and your grandchildren. It's coming there. A Chinese PhD student has been arrested. This is in London is where he was caught. He'll spend 24 years in jail. He raped 10 women at the age of 24. A judge has denied R. Kelly he wanted to move back home and have detention there with an ankle bracelet. That's denied. He's not going anywhere. Behind bars, he will stay. I first questioned this of what would be the purpose of it, but I guess it can be done. The Supreme Court will allow terrorism victims to sue Palestinian entities. Now, I can't guarantee you they'll ever get the money, but they're going to be able to sue them. Does it just tie up our courts and a waste of our judges' time? You'll have to be the judge of that, but it's going to be allowed. Here's each side of the law. Where will this end? Texas will require the Ten Commandments to be posted in public schools. Texas. In the same breath, I tell you that Louisiana's Ten Commandments law, which is the same one, has been blocked by a federal appeals court. I don't have the answer or where that will end up. Both have voted to do it. One is already barred from doing it by the Supreme Court. Let's see what else we have happening this morning. GOP Representative Max Miller, he's from Ohio, was driving down the road and he was run off the road. He reported it to police that a man waving a Palestinian flag was waving it as he ran him in the ditch. They've arrested the suspect that did that. Tampa Bay's pitcher has been taken to a hospital after a foul ball hit him in the dugout.
Ooh.
I bet that didn't feel good, did it? Can you imagine they're sitting in your own... Well, I guess, you probably would be paying attention, talking to someone, and I don't know how fast some balls roll.
Well, by the time it makes it to the outfield, it's got some speed.
It's
going.
boogieing. I know they're throwing it anywhere from 90 to 100 miles an hour, depending upon how good the pitcher is, but a foul ball, can y'all imagine? We hope he has a steady recovery and there's no one hurt there. Now, take this for what it's worth. Will it happen? I don't know. Trump has called for a special prosecutor to investigate the 2020 election. Anybody think it will actually happen? I don't know. What will happen within a year now when we have midterms? Don't know that either. If they want something done, they better do it quickly. You ever heard of a rap singer named Fat Joe?
No.
I don't know Fat Joe, but I've read about Fat Joe this morning, and he's claiming that he was forced into 4,000 sex acts with someone. I guess it falls upon that Diddy stuff. Boy.
Why did it take 4,000 of them for him to say something?
Yeah, Odie's got a good point. First time he should have said something. The other 3,999. Careful of the people that cry wolf. Y'all know what I mean by that? Thought you might want to know that one there. Let's see what else we've got this morning. This always keep this in mind. This is what I'm referring to as an airplane, but this also applies to cars. And I use this relation because there's more cars than there are more drivers of cars than are of airplanes, on average. If an animal, as a deer, dog, run out in front of you, don't swerve because you can be in a bad accident and possibly take your life. North Carolina, an airplane was coming in for a landing. A turtle was going across the runway. The pilot attempted to miss the turtle. He's deceased now. The plane crashed. It took his life over a turtle. Be careful on that. I know that sounds, don't. It will take your life in a car. I've seen it too many times. Pakistan They're on the smart, fast-track move today. They're nominating Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize. Nice of them. Dating apps. How many of you love them? We were at lunch just the other day, and someone was talking about they had been out on 3 to 4 dates using one of these. And I guess overall, they're probably pretty good. But there's always that 1/10 that there's a freak out there, and we found the freak this morning. Wisconsin pair, he got him a new girlfriend after going on the dating app, and they decided they didn't like the 3 women that he went out on the dating app. They have gone after them, attempted their lives. I'm telling you, there are some genuine freaks in this world, and you can find them online.
Yeah.
Be cautious. Even those people that you might know next door, you better be careful. They get worse the older you get. They're ornery, mean. Oh, that slipped out. Donald J. Trump's quote of the day, as he puts out, it's not politically correct to use the term regime change. But if the correct Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change? Make Iran great again is his statement today. Oh, it's like Route 66. Get your kicks there with Trump. We'll be right back as we begin this day to get more further into this detailed forecast. We got that right around the corner. So don't rush off, and we'll keep you up abreast of everything going on. Psychos. Mary had the word for it. I think they made a movie after that.
Yeah.
There was a movie called that. We'll be right back with your forecast.
We are at downtown Meridian at Meridian Shoe Factory on 22nd Avenue. They are having a one-time closeout sale on all their old inventory to make room for their new inventory. They have slashed their prices from $40 to $30 to even $20. And for every shoe you buy, your name gets put in the raffle to win a wonderful prize at the end of this month. Come see them Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturday from 10 to 2.
Hi, this is Nick at Doc's Toyota, and we are excited to put you in a new Toyota today. We have no dealer markup, no hidden fees, no hassle, and our inventory is always priced to move. Our top-notch sales department and first-class service after the sale guarantees you a fast and comfortable buying experience like you've never had. So come see why month after month, more and more customers have chose to buy from Doc's Toyota. So come see us here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia, at docstoyota.com or on Facebook, and remember, there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. And welcome back. Anybody ever heard of, she was a bassist, played bass, multiple songs from, what was it, Simon and Garfunkel? I think she even done some music with the Beach Boys. Barbara Streisand. Her name is Carol Kay. She's been nominated to be inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She's saying no thank you. I don't know what she has against it, but there you go. As we go to radar this morning, let's take a quick look at this as we scan the skies here, not showing anything but heat. Look at this. All across the western side and northern portion of Mississippi under heat advisories. Anything north of Winston County is under one today as we look at the West Point area until 7 p.m. tonight. Let's look at Jackson until 7 p.m. tonight. We're going to see heat indexes of about 110 in those areas. Today, the Meridian area right along in here should see about 101 is what we're looking for. So it's going to be a hot day throughout the state of Mississippi as we do show that we've got a bunch of fog through Chattanooga. And look at this as we back out all the way up through Indianapolis, Detroit under heat advisories. Even Boston has one, Pittsburgh, Ohio. It is warm across this eastern division of the U.S. of A. So no matter where you are, it's probably going to be just a little bit warmer than it normally is. Let's get into our forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
Those record highs and record lows back in 22, some, believe it or not, that was 3 years ago now. It was 102. Back in 1902, we celebrated with a cool day at 52. And I say we, it had to be some ancestors. Been a little spell. We still wait on Jackson's forecast, but we go to Bama. They tell us 92 there in Demopolis. Should see 93 around Selma and even warmer at Montgomery. 95 we're expecting there. Birmingham at a nice 92 today. As we come across this is what we just looked at there. The Meridian area should see 105 to 101 is what we're predicting at this point. What does that translate to? It's going to be miserable. Do work early, work late to be able to stand all of this. It's tough out there with the heat. It'll drain you quickly. As we look across the U.S. of A. there, we see that here in Mississippi it's warm, but not as bad as eastern Georgia and northern Florida. Look at that. Parts of Tennessee as well. They're extremely hot today. As we look at our 7-day forecast, let's go back up to this. 92 today is what we're expected. There with a 30% chance of rain. Should fall sometime between 2 and 4 this afternoon. Now, again, that high to reach 92 to 94. It's gone up just a little bit since we made this at 3 a.m. We'll see 94 tomorrow, 97 on Wednesday. It gets really hot. 10% chance of rain as we get into Thursday, 95, 94. The weekend rolls around with more rain. 60 and 70% chance of rain is what we're expecting there. As we go another week into this, let's get all the way up. 89, we start to see scattered thunderstorms on the 4th of July. Only a 20% chance of showers. Should be a great day to get out and enjoy yourself. Celebrate the 4th. 91 for a high there. We'll see the following day a 40% chance of showers, high around 90 for the next 2 to 3 days all the way through July 7th. Can y'all believe we're already talking July? My, oh my. Let's look at our fishing forecast for today. Calm wind becoming east-southeast around 5 this afternoon. Best times to fish today, right at 11 o'clock. Well, let's call it 20 till to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Should be great. A second chance to minor fish this afternoon between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. So minor times there, but a perfect time today around 11 o'clock today. Sunrise happened at 5:49 this morning. We'll get sunset all the way to 8:05 this afternoon as we check the tropics. Now, this is not headed toward the U.S. of A., but we look at the Atlantic as we pull this up. 70% of this becoming something. Again, it's moving to the east away from the states. That's good, but still, we've got that in the waters that we'll be watching closely there. Gulf of America is all clear this morning. No harm done there. Coming up on 7, we're a few minutes away. Good morning to all of our WMOX listeners. We appreciate y'all joining us as well. Looks like Lauderdale, the Dollar General, is on the map. They got the lights on. Good morning, Katina. Glad to see you there. Bob is up. Dog days are here. LaWanda, you're right. Drink 1 ounce of water for every pound of body weight. If you weigh 100 pounds, then drink 100 ounces of water. I'd be floating. Last time I got on a scale, it scared me. And you're right, Arnold. Christmas is just right around the corner. It'll be here before we know it. Hallmark will be kicking off that, in 20 days. Christmas in July. For all of you that are into that. We'll be back in just a few moments. Get your coffee ready. We're going to be ready as we'll bring you the morning show. Everything that's gone on over the last 48, 72 hours, we're here to tell you about it. Up and coming in a few moments at the Scotty Ray Report.
Spring is here. It's time to get your lawn.